Hi there, welcome to Christian Bay TV. Hope you are shining and soaring on the eagle's wing. Today I'll be speaking on the title, There's Something in Your Hand. Proverbs 18 verse 16 says, "For the gift of a man maketh room for him and makes him to sit among great men." Enjoy. In Exodus chapter 3 and 4, God showing up in the life of Moses for the very first time on Mount Horeb with the burning bush. And Moses turned to see what was going on. And he heard the voice of God for the very first time. God introducing himself to Moses for the very first time concerning his mission in life. You see, we all here on the mission. You are here on the mission. You are a man and woman on the mission. You have a purpose. And everything in life that God has created has a purpose. There is nothing that God has created that does not have a purpose. The Bible says, before your mother knew you, I knew you. I ordained you. So God knew you before your mother knew you. You are God's idea. We are God's idea. I am God's idea. You are God's idea. Regardless of the circumstances surrounding your birth, you are God's idea. You have a purpose in life. You have a mission in life. Regardless of the circumstances surrounding your birth, that does not defile or that does not stop the purpose of God for your life. And God showing up to Moses for the very first time, he's going to be an instrument in the hands of God to deliver the children of Israel from the hands of Pharaoh. After several dialogue, Moses asking God, how would they know? How would they believe? And God telling Moses, what is that in your hand? I believe Moses would have looked at his hand and say, hey, this is just a rod. And God said, cast it down on the floor, cast it down. And Moses cast the rod down and he became a serpent. He fled from that which that has been with him for so long. That which that has been with him for many years. We don't know how long Moses has been holding on to that rod. And I'm sure he was very surprised to see the rod that he has been carrying turn into serpent. And God telling him, pick it up again. I'm speaking about there is something in your hand. There is something in your hand. God has given you that which you need to survive. God has given you that which you need, all that you need to become what God has destined you to be in this life. Moses has been holding on to that rod for such a long time, he never knew the potential of what he had in his hand. I'm speaking to you now. You've been going round and round, not knowing that which God has equipped you with. You see, the greatest mistake, the greatest tragedy that can happen to a man is not to tap into his potential. The greatest mistake that can ever happen to man is not identifying, not exploring the gift that God has deposited in you. In Proverbs 18 verse 16 says, for the gift of a man maketh room for him and makes him to sit among great men. Among great men. It is time. We are now in the era of gift where you got to bring what you got on the table. What is your gift? There is something on the inside. I've come to tell somebody there is something on the inside of you that is waiting to be explored. There is something on the inside of you that is waiting to be tapped. There is something in your head. Though you are born naked, but you are not born empty. I say that again. Though you are born naked, but you are not born empty. There is a gift in you. There is something in you that you have been carrying for years without knowing the potential, without knowing what it is. It is time for you to look within. You see, God is not going to use something on the outside of you to be a blessing to your life. God will use that which is on the inside of you to be a blessing to your life, that you might add value to this life. Let me tell you something. You have no idea how far you can go in life when you activate, when you put to work the gift of God that is in you. The sky is not your limit. The sky is your beginning. But you got to work it out. And that is what I've come to tell somebody today. I've come to challenge you. You got to work it out. Work it out, work it out, work it out. Work out the gift of God that is in you. There is something in your hand. When you work it out, you're going to sit among great men. You find yourself among great men. You're not going to be before me, man. This will make you to become an achiever. This will place you among achievers. Hear me. You are not born to be among the numbers. You are not born to be counted among numbers. You are born to bring value to this world. You are born to add values to this world. And you are also valuable on your own. Hear me. We all have fingerprint, but not the same fingerprint. Your gift may be different from my gift. Your gift may be different from your neighbor. But listen to me. Everyone that God has created, I've come to let you know, everyone that God has created, He deposited something on the inside of you. It is your duty to find it out. It is your duty to know the gift of God that God has deposited on the inside of you. You remember the story of the 5 talents? The master gave his servant 5 talents, 2 talents, and 1 talent, according to their own abilities. According to their own abilities, he gave them accordingly. And the guy with the 5 talents traded with his talent and made more profit. The guy with the 2 talents traded with his talent and made more profit. The guy with the 1 talent said, oh, this is nothing. I can work with this. And hear me, don't be like that one. Don't be like that guy with the 1 talent that buried his own talent. The same rod that Moses did not take cognizance of now became a symbol of power in the hand of Moses. They now became a tool that God was ready to work with to deliver the children of Israel, to deliver the Israelite from the hands of Pharaoh. Don't look down on the gift of God that is in you. Don't look down on it. Don't say this is nothing. If a rod in the hand of Moses now became a symbol of power to deliver a whole nation, hear me, there is something in your hand. That which you got on the inside, that which you got in your hand, that gift, that talent that is on the inside of you, waiting to be explored, waiting to be explored, is going to bring you before great men. Moses appeared before Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world at that time. Why? Because of that which was in his hand. He appeared before Pharaoh. Proverbs 18 verse 16. For the gift of a man maketh room for him, and makes him to sit among great men, and makes him to stand among great men, not before mean men. The gift of God in you. It is the gift of God in you that will liberate your destiny. It is the gift of God in you that will place you on the world map. There is something in you that is world needed, that the whole world needs. There is a place for you to feel that no one else can feel. There's a gift in you that the world is waiting for. The Bible says for the world waited for the manifestation of the children of God. The world is waiting for the manifestation of the gift of God that is in you. There is something in your hand. There's a gift in you. If you know how to cook, there's a gift in you. If you know how to talk, there's a gift in you. No matter whatever may be your gift, hear me, the world is waiting for the earnest manifestation of that gift of God that is on the inside of you. It was the gift of Joseph that brought Joseph before Pharaoh. It was the gift of Joseph. He had the gift of interpretations of dream. He interpreted the dream of the butler, and Joseph told the butler, remember me, don't forget me, because Joseph knew that the gift of God that is in him. And one day the butler sent for Joseph, and Joseph appeared before Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world. That's what I'm talking about. For the gift of God. The gift of God in man maketh room for you. Your gift will make room for you. Your gift will create your destiny for you. Your gift will launch you to your destiny. For the gift of God maketh room for him and makes you to sit among great men. There is something unique about you. There is something awesome about you. There is something beautiful about you that the world is waiting for. Hear me. I'm going to close with this. When Goliath showed up before David, It was the sling in the hand of David that David used with a stone to kill Goliath. He used what he had in his hand. David was not going all helter-skelter everywhere, disturbed, looking for what to use to kill Goliath. He used that which was in his hand to defeat Goliath. What you got in your hand, there is something in your hand. There is something in your hand. We are now in the era where you got to throw what you got on the table. What's the gift in you? What you have in your hand, that's what you're going to throw on the table. You got to develop yourself. Develop the gift of God in you. Develop your skill. Whatever gift, talent, potential that you know, you got to find it. You got to mine it, and it's got to profit you, because the world is waiting for the earnest manifestation of the children of God. Let me say this in closing again. If God should show up in your room tonight, if God should show up in your room and say, okay, son, daughter, you've been praying, have come to answer your prayer, and he shows up in your room the way he showed up before Moses and say, what you got in your hand? You're going to tell God nothing? You're going to say, God, nothing? I don't have nothing? Don't be like that guy with one talent and buried his talent. Hear this. God is going to use that which is in your hand to bless your destiny, to bless your life, and to bless your generation. Somebody's waiting on you. Somebody's waiting on you. You are a deliverer. You are an agent of change, and you need your gift to work out the blessings of God in your life. I hope this message has been a blessing to you. Subscribe to the channel to support the channel. Then you might see some of the messages that I've been bringing forth. I'll see you at the top. There's something in your hand. Remain blessed.